Donegal's passes to the next round with a goal in the final minutes.
Kevin Rafferty neatly in as far as McHugh, and McHugh strikes into the corner of the net. He was involved twice in that move. It's his first
crown and make what many believe will be a very serious surge towards an even greater glory in September. Laois already had one championship win under their belt, but were expecting a much sterner challenge today. Brian Cullen kicked the game's opening score, Dublin off the mark, inside 30 seconds. Goalkeeper Stephen Cluxton meandered up the field to add to the Dubs tally. Not the best of starts for Laois. It took them 18 minutes to register a score, Ross Munley slotting over a free. Dublin, though, continue to look dangerous, and after taking their points, a goal did come.
Giving it to Alan Brogan, back in it comes to Connolly, and slipped into the back of the net.
Laois trailing 1-7 to 5 points at half-time. Pádraig McMahon doing his bit to reduce the deficit. Justin McNulty's side emerged with a newfound sense of urgency after the interval. The men from the Midlands had Dublin rattled, Colin Begley helping Laois back into contention. But Dublin steadied themselves to cruise to what was a comfortable win. Bernard Brogan, Alan Brogan and the industrious full forward Diarmuid Connolly all chipping in to help the Dubs to a 116 to 11 points win. Laois are backdoor bound, Dublin advanced
He hits a long ball. This was intended for Michael Murphy, but he's a special player, but he's not that good to get across for that. And well, there's more clashing here between Michael Murphy, the Donegal captain, and it's just their third point of the second half and second from play. Carl Lacey is wrestled to the ground there by the defender, and it's all kicking off here at Breffni Park, and the challenge came in there from the full forward, Eugene Keating, who's back there helping out his defence, and I'm afraid it's all getting a little bit out of control here for the referee, and I think he's going to take some action against Eugene Keating. Well, this is it again. Keating just with the high challenge there, very high on Lacey, and the referee felt it's a booking and no more. And another yellow card is dished out to this man in a shot. That's Gareth Smith, who was involved in the little scuffle that came afterwards. And there's also going to be a Donegal man as the full-back, Neil McGee, and he too enters the referee's notebook.
Value for their dominance during the first half. They looked dangerous up front and limited Kildare at the other end. Great scores by Brian Cullen and the brothers Brogan were added to by Paul Flynn's 24th minute goal, and the Dubs led by 4.
To his left is Alan Brogan. Here's Glenn. Here's a goal.
McGeaney made changes and they paid off after the break. Andrew McLaughlin cleared off the line from Bernard Brogan, and Robert Kelly matched Dublin point for point in the third quarter. He was quiet during the first half, but Eamon Callanan found form after the break, and when he opened his account, just one goal separated the sides. The same man almost single-handedly completed the comeback with a goal and a point in the space of 3 minutes. It was 1-11 apiece when Brogan stepped up for the controversial free to seal Dublin's place in the Leinster final. A provincial derby of another kind awaits Kildare.
To revive their season, but Pat Gilroy has made no secret of his desire to reclaim the provincial title. Wexford and Jason Ryan were hoping to spoil the party in the capital today. Bernard and Alan Brogan were settling in well, both contributing to the Dubs' early scores, and points from Stephen Cluxton, Brian Cullen and this one from Paul Flynn had the favourites 4 clear after 20 minutes of play.
In the direction of the Wexford rearguard, carried here by Kevin Flynn, and Flynn goes for it.
But Wexford, despite a slow start, never let the heads drop, and when Kieran Ling and Ben Brosnan began to find their range, Jason Ryan's side had managed to close the gap to just a... Unfortunately for them, it came from Redmond Barry in a Wexford jersey.
Players getting forward, and it's PJ Bandle. Bandle with the offload, chance of a goal here, and it's in the back of the net, and Wexford have got the goal. And Red Barry has found the back of the net, and Wexford go 3 points clear.
So Wexford ahead for the first time in the match, but their lead didn't last long. A disastrous mix-up in the Wexford defence saw Anthony Masterson punch the ball off Graham Malloy to hand the Dubs the easiest of goals. That was the break Gilroy needed, and when James McCarthy drove through the Wexford defence for Dublin's second goal, Wexford looked dead and buried. Late points from Brosnan kept Wexford in touch until the final whistle, but the Dubs did just enough to claim their 6th title in 7 years. Dublin and Donegal contested the Ulster football final, Derry leading 2-1 in head-to-heads before throw-in in Clones this afternoon. Derry were slow to settle as they strived to win their first Ulster title since 1998. Plenty of chances wasted in front of goal, but Donegal eventually managed to find their scoring range, and points from Anthony Thompson and Ryan Bradley left them 3 clear after 20 minutes.
Chance for Anthony Thompson for Donegal, and they re-establish their lead.
That was to prove Donegal's last score of the first half though, and Derry managed to draw level when Martin Donaghy slotted over for 5 points apiece.
He's put that over the bar and they're level.
There were 2 talking points at the start of the second half. The first was the referee's decision to award Donegal a penalty. Michael Murphy fouled inside the area by Danny Devlin. He picked himself up to convert the spot kick, and Donegal were back in front. Derry could be considered lucky to have kept 15 men on the field after Dermot McBride lashed out at Paddy McBrearty, but just a yellow card was shown, and Donegal kept their composure, completing a 111 to 8 points win after 70 minutes. Donegal celebrating their first Ulster title since 1992. That same year, they went on
as a cagey and dour contest between 2 defensive teams, but the real drama came in a gripping second half. Kildare led by 5 points to 3 at the break, and the fireworks began when the Lily Whites had a goal disallowed for a square ball in the second half. The replays show Tomás O'Connor had in fact timed his run to perfection.